Man, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Tyrone Hunter, the Head Hunter, back in the building one more again. Checking in, you know how we do. Man, listen, just pick up what I'm trying to put down, man. You see the title, I'm not going to hold you. As promised, this is part 2. So let's get into it. Now, if you didn't watch my first video on this young Dolph and Gotti situation, go back because it was the video before this. That way you will be able to understand this video right here. So this is actually part 2. Go back if you want to get caught up. So at this point in time, my personal thoughts and my personal feeling is that young Dolph let Memphis down and the war needs to stop between CMG and PRE before any more bodies, start dropping. And let me tell you why. So I briefly touched on it in my last video as to my feelings behind why the war got out of hand. And if we take favoritism out of the equation and if we deal with what's real, then the actions of Dolph is what led to a lot of things that's going on right now. And I understand why a lot of people side with Dolph is because Dolph was the one that was seen kicking out a lot of money, doing a lot for people and making himself like the hood Robin Hood. And a lot of times that's how it go in the game. That's how people buy fans and that's how they buy supporters, by spreading that money out. But at the end of the day, Yo Gotti created way more successful artists than young Dolph. Hands down. Yo Gotti, after 3 6 Mafia, is the one that single-handedly put Memphis on the map. If we want to be real. If we want to be real and we want to be technical. Yo Gotti is the one that did it the biggest for Memphis. Because of Yo Gotti and because of what his team was able to do and accomplish in Memphis, it inspired a whole new generation of artists. And some of them happen to fall under PRE. But it's like at this point in time, man, Dolph is dead. Big Jook is dead. It's a couple of people sitting in jail. A few other people that got murdered behind that. And it's like, although we know how beef works and we know, the cycle of beef, is that it's a continuous cycle and it's going to continue to go on until, younger and younger and younger and younger and younger people pick up the beef. And it's going to continue to be bloodshed in the streets, but that's not the answer. That's not the answer. If we be real and we be honest about this particular situation, because all situations is not the same. If we be honest about this particular situation, even though it was said, by a few people that young Dolph felt that Yo Gotti was trying to son him and put him under his wing, and he wasn't for that. He wanted to be his own boss, and he decided to go off on his own direction. Okay, cool. But that was not a reason for young Dolph to sleep with Yo Gotti baby mother and put it on wax, disrespect Yo Gotti, disrespect Big Jook. It was no reason to do that because Yo Gotti ain't never tried to go at Dolph baby moms. He ain't try to go at no girls that Dolph is messing with. And while y'all out here putting young Dolph on a pedestal, as he this great individual, I mean, look at his kids and his wife who he left behind, because of this scenario. He was cheating on his wife just to slide Yo Gotti baby moms, just to have one up on him. So it's like the same person that, you know, we're putting on a pedestal is a human being just like the rest of us. But at the end of the day, I think that the war in Memphis, it should stop. It's like y'all done lost too much already. And what's gonna be next? What's gonna be next? Because y'all got big jokes. So you have to look at it right now like, okay, so Big Jook was a major part of CMG. Who's a major part of PRE right now? Key Glock. So what y'all gonna say if Key Glock is the next one to get murdered? The next one to lose his life? What happens from there? Okay, now they looking to get Gotti or looking to get, you know, a artist from his camp. Are they going to go so far as to look for family members? Because CMG and Pre, all of these artists still have relatives that live in the Memphis area. Y'all need to leave that thing alone before it gets bigger than what it is. There's nothing wrong with having love for Dolph and being inspired by what it is that Dolph did. Same way as nothing wrong with having love for Gotti and be inspired by what she did. They both are amazing individuals who bring a lot to the table in terms of, you know, the Memphis rap scene. And their legacies, long after they're gone, is still going to continue. Dolph is gone. His legacy is still strong. But I think if we're going to be real, you know, and we're going to try to resolve a situation, we need to look at the facts. Is that what young Dolph did is what caused this war and what caused this bloodshed. And there's no ifs, ands, doubts, or buts about it. Whoever want to dispute it, just try to dispute it with facts, not feelings. Submit the facts, not feelings. The facts are out there. And if anybody want to say, oh, well, you know, Yo Gotti and his people, you know, they retaliated against Dolph. Dolph got shot here and they shot up his car here. All of whatever it is alleged to have transpired to young Dolph during the course of what transpired, you got to go back to the root. You have to go back to what started. And you will see that Yo Gotti is not the one that cast that stone. Yo Gotti is not the one that precipitated the war. And this is not even saying that Yo Gotti have anything to do with the war that's going on. But it needs to stop. It don't need to be no more bloodshed. No matter how many more people get killed, it's not gonna bring back young Dolph. It's not gonna bring back Big Jook. It's not going to erase anything that happened. The only thing that's going to happen is more and more people is going to continue to get killed. And see, the one thing y'all got to understand about Yo Gotti is he don't never have to come back to Memphis. See, Yo Gotti was taught by one of the best. Yo Gotti was taught by none other than that boy, Jay-Z, Jehovah, Mr. Sean Carter. Sean Carter taught Yo Gotti how to be a boss on a whole different level. And nobody can't dispute it because it ain't not a one rapper in the game right now, past or present, that has been able to accomplish what Jay-Z accomplished in the music industry as well as in business. And you could put Kanye West in the equation. And Yo Gotti is directly linked to Hova. And if you look at it, Yo Gotti has part of Jay-Z personality Because Jay-Z don't never talk about beef. Jay-Z don't never talk about issues. Jay-Z think about his money and running up a bag, and he don't pay attention to those things. Because Jay-Z have the understanding that, listen, while all of y'all over here beefing, the type of money that I got, I could live in an environment where we never cross paths. And anytime he's out and about, the kind of security that he has, you're not going to get close enough to him to do him anything. So this is the type of time that Yo Gotti is on. And I doubt if anybody from Memphis is going to go 2, 3 states away, 4 states away and try to get up with Yo Gotti and try to get next to Yo Gotti about anything. Because it's going to be a death wish. This is one of those situations where some hard lessons had to be learned. Unfortunately, some people had to pass away so that those of us that's still living can get an understanding as to how we should be conducting ourselves. Don't think just because you got money, and don't think just because you do a lot for a whole lot of people that you could just be out here living reckless and disrespecting people. Like, you know, you the only tough guy, you the only boss, or you the only gangster out here. It happens too much. It happens time and time again. And we just have to get to a point where, you know, we learn how to function in a different capacity. We know where we come from. We know the environments that we come from. We know the set of rules that we play with, which are different than the rules that other people play with. We know what come with it. If we don't know what come with it, we should know what come with it. But this one here, man, this is just a public service announcement. Like, in general, let's get off of the violence, man. Because the problem is that the older generation start, the younger generation, they pick it up. And, you know, time and time again, we're finding that, you know, the younger generation and those that's coming up after are picking up the issues of individuals that had problems before them, not even knowing what the situation is about or was about. In this particular situation here, it was just male ego and pride and, you know, people saying and doing things that got and went too far, and, you know, other people had to pay with their lives. And, you know, with this one here, I'm not from Memphis. I'm not picking a side. You know, I'm not Gotti's side. I'm not Young Dolph's side. I'm on the side of what's real. And keeping it real, and after pretty much all of the research and people I spoke to and the information that I gathered, I was able to come to a conclusion that I feel that is not, nobody can dispute. And, you know, all I want to say is, man, hopefully Memphis as a whole, y'all may not be able to see eye to eye with each other because of, you know, the different factions and what have you. But keep in mind that a lot of y'all got money down there. And it's a lot of hungry hitters on both sides of the totem pole that for a bag, they gon' run down on somebody and try to get them done. So at this point, it doesn't matter who's the toughest, who's the most gangster. Because all y'all down there playing with a whole lot of money. And before the feds get involved, before police get involved and take away y'all freedom and take away y'all success and everything that y'all got going on, or more lives get taken, you know, more fathers get taken away from their kids, like, you know, in the instance of Young Dolph. Take it as a learning lesson. And realize, you know, that respect goes a longer way. It don't make no sense to disrespect nobody that got access to, you know, guns and an army just like you. It was just a bad choice on young Dolph's part. And it's sad and unfortunate that he had to pay with it for his life. He had to pay for it with his life. And then because of his choices, Big Jook had to pay with it for his life. But Memphis, please come together. Put the guns down, stop the violence, so that nobody else have to lose their life. Because it's a lot of talent in Memphis. A lot of talent, and we don't want the talent to be divided on, well, he's not going to make songs with this one because he's with this crew or he's with that crew. Man, y'all go all get money together and try to be an example to the rest of the world as to how to resolve issues. Because if you on boss, man, be on boss time. And if y'all able to do that, that's going to be what's really good. But it's your boy Tyrone Hunter, the Headhunter, signing off, man. Y'all be good. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Lock in with your boy.